Okay, well, there's a bit more interesting news that seems to be showing itself in the all things Louie and Larry and Harry and everything in between, One Direction, post One Direction. So Louie has two younger twin sisters that I believe are the same age as Zara McDermott, or have also been rumored to be friends with her. And they are, last the Daily Mail reported, working on a reality show that would feature Louis. So, not sure how much is really true, but that sort of hit the media waves. So, nonetheless, that's interesting. I think that if it is verified that there is a connection between the two twins, Louis' twin sisters, and Zara, then more and more this, what I believe to be a stunt, makes even more sense. Now, Louis always being the big brother, kind of like if Louis was not my dream boyfriend but straight, um, he'd be my dream older brother. Louis always taken care of family, and people that are longtime fans have said that Louis, from the onset, apparently helped pay for his younger siblings to go to school. So, if that is true, then this would be even just more of a continuation of a character pattern, which says a lot of positive things for him. But the other thing too is, I guess I'm conflicted, and yes, I am very, very protective of Louis. I am conflicted when Louis gets eclipsed by people involved in a PR stunt, whether it's romantic or not. But I just I think that if there's anything that I have uncovered about Zara, just a little bit I've just seen posted, is that she has leveraged her appearance on Love Island to these outlier ventures. And the thing with Louis seems to be a continuation of that. And I'm really hoping that there's a family connection and she's friends with the sisters. And maybe if Louis is taking the stunt this time to give Harry a break, then this all makes sense. I just don't like that Louis gets flack for it because people that are fans that are unfollowing because they're feeling gaslit, uh, and they're kind of a little invested in having Louis and Harry finally come out because they want to see Larry out and proud. But I don't like Louis being eclipsed because if anything, he needs all the support he can get because he's been retaliated against for all the advocating he did for himself in the band. And I see that the industry has paradoxically done the opposite for Harry. Now, somebody did ask me if they thought that Harry was histrionic. I mean, because Harry is joked about being narcissistic, but that's interesting that someone asked me about whether he was histrionic. So I said I'd have to think about it. I mean, we can't diagnose people we don't know. We really can't diagnose people that don't come into your office and you're actually licensed to do it. So anything that anyone would come up with would be somewhat, conjecture and speculative and stuff. Because there are like psychoanalytic theories that suggest that there's sort of a dovetailing of certain character types. So psychoanalysis talks about character formation, character structure, and a common, and you even see this in pop psychology, like a common duality is the empath and the narcissist, which is really oversimplification of people, right? People's wounds can kind of line up. Perpetration and victimhood can play back and forth. So I don't know if that is what's going on with Harry, but my thing with Harry is, oh my God, he was such a beautiful boy. I see videos of him from 16, just super cute with the curls, and then 17, 18, 19, 20, as his hair started to get longer. But there was this period of Harry that was called frat boy era. So he was the age at that time of a typical frat boy. And, Harry was just this absolutely beautiful being. And it really is making me wonder how much stress he was under, how much pressure he's been under, how much he's had to do, what kind of like, what? How much of your soul did you sell? Because his eyes look blank to me, and this beauty, it's a crime for that level of beauty to have faded. He's still good looking, but it's just something's off. He was the youngest, and I always say, why does he look the oldest now? Um, why does he look like he's a man in his early to mid 40s that's just, polished? And he's barely in his early 30s, because if you look at Harry, there's someone made a picture of Harry right before his very first concert performance in his 20s, and then it juxtaposed it with a photo of his very last concert in his 20s, and it was like this period of like 9 years, and it looked like those two pictures side by side looked like they aged not 9 years, but like 22. It really it's jarring to me to see that happen, because he was just such a beautiful child. It's like I look at old footage of Harry during those eras, and it's just like, my God, my serotonin boosts because he's so cute, and it's just, you just can't help looking at him, and it's like there's this angel glow. It's just wow. And to see it now so dark and depressed, and then this really interesting, kind of strange friendship with James Corden, who's like a nasty piece of work apparently, really makes me wonder what the hell happened. Like, did your soul get swapped or lost or something? But yeah, I'm gonna give some thought to this question about the histrionic, because that's an interesting thing. Because when I think of histrionic, the image that comes to mind as a symbol of it is the Norma Desmond character in Sunset Boulevard, and the kind of the over to the top and the exaggerations and the dramatics and the exaggerated expressions, as if she's performing on Broadway but nobody's paying attention because you're not performing on Broadway. That is kind of like how I see histrionic, because it's like somebody acting like that on stage. That would make sense because you're on stage and you're performing and your ticket sales were expensive. But it's what they do off stage that you look at if you're going to say, are there cluster B personality traits here going on? So, Dr. Drew Pinsky, who was the doctor in Celebrity Rehab, that old reality show, he has said that there's a higher prevalence of people with sort of narcissistic features in their personality that seek out fame, that seek out reality show fame, which is kind of what makes me kind of a little weary about um, certain reality shows. I mean, at least the reality shows that don't really require you to have any real bona fide talent. But in celebrity in general, Dr. Drew has said that, yeah, you will just typically find a lot more narcissistic people in entertainment.